Let's go. I hope my pants ain't, my shorts ain't camouflaging or whatever. What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video for you guys. Please make sure you start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button and make sure that you share this video on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on YouTube, or wherever you share our videos. I want to give a shout out to everybody that watched the videos from last week. Remember, the Scorpion Show is 5 days a week at 3 p.m. Almost got that mixed up. So Mondays you got my mom. And do not miss this new video that my mom posted yesterday because it is so good. And she empowered so many women. But, you know, because some women just don't know what to do when a man leaves them. Or if a man says, well, I want you to get rid of this baby. A girl wrote in, she had a baby before. And she was already embarrassed that she was pregnant again. But this younger guy, he's trying to make her get an abortion, and she doesn't want to do it because she had an abortion before. My mom gave good advice on that one, and it was just a really good video. So make sure y'all check that out. And y'all know me and Mikkel always have good videos. And my Whatever Wednesday, shout out to those that watch that. Thursdays, me and Dennis talk about R&B divas and Hollywood exes, and then Friday it's Mikkel and I again. So you got new videos 5 days a week at 3 p.m. People have been asking a lot of questions about the Scorpion Show barbecue. Okay, not only can you donate to the barbecue, 20% of your donation goes towards the Scorpion Show barbecue. And the last time I checked, we were at 49% of our goal, but I did see that someone else just left a donation. So I don't know the right tally, but I want to say thank you to those that have donated or that will donate in the future. If you don't want to donate, you don't have to donate, and nor do I need you to leave all kinds of comments on Instagram. If you feel like you don't, like for a reason why you feel you shouldn't have to donate. If you don't want to donate, you don't have to. That's why it's called a donation. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But thank you to those that do. I don't care. 5, 10, all that shit adds up, and it helps us. So thank you so much. The barbecue will be held August 16th, which is a Saturday, at 22nd and Burks. It's going to be a block party barbecue. Come and have a good time. Please wear comfortable shoes. Do not wear high heels. Do not bring children. What you can bring school supplies. We need a lot of school supplies because we are donating them to the children in Philadelphia. And also you can bring liquor so we can all have some. And yes, because liquor is expensive. But I'm glad that so many people looked out last year, and we all drank that stuff up. So, so you can bring that. Bring fun people. Don't bring people that's not going to have a good time. If you're going to come by yourself, don't be afraid. People have been writing me, oh my God, I'm scared to come by myself. There's going to be so many people that you're going to have a good time. And plus, once you get some of that in your system, you're going to have a good time. You're going to be floating, talking to people. Oh, girl, your hair look nice when you get that done. That's how you start conversation off. You got to learn how to find a common interest with a person to keep the conversation going. Then you won't be so bored. Because you won't be bored anyway, but I'm just saying, when you come by yourself, people like to sit in corners and all of that stuff. I like to do that too. What else you need to know? Hotels. Hotels are all located in Center City, Philadelphia. If you live, if you plan on flying in and you want to get a rental car, you can stay near the airport. It's a little bit cheaper and you can drive. If you're coming in by Megabus, you can take the Megabus to, it takes you to 30th and JFK, and you just get in the cab and it brings you to my block, 22nd and Burks. You can come on out and we'll have a good time. If you need any other information, write me on Facebook and inbox me, and I will reply to your inbox. Anything else? Anything else for announcements? Anything you want to add? Okay, I think that's all the church announcements for today. Last week we lost an icon, and she passed away, what, 86, Ruby Dee? How old was she? 91. Oh, girl, 91. She was 91 years old. Now, y'all, I told Mikkel, you're going to have to get on camera and talk about Ruby Dee because I really didn't know too much about her until I seen her in American Gangster. Of course, I seen her in Do the Right Thing, but I really didn't know who she was like that, and I didn't know how much of an impact that she had in the film industry and being a civil rights activist. So, I'll pass it on to Mikkel.
Well, Ruby Dee, as you all, well, as everybody knows, I'm sure you know this too, that she was a part of the famed acting couple Ozzy and Ruby. she and Ozzie Davis were married for a long time before he died in 2005, a very long time. They were the it black couple of Hollywood for many years. They didn't just act in film, but they also were big on stage as well, doing a lot of stage productions. They didn't necessarily get the acclaim like a Paul Newman or Joanne Woodward, how that acting couple was, the white acting couple, how big they were, and whatever the case may be. They didn't get that type of recognition, but they were very influential in the African American community. A lot of African Americans looked up to them because they were powerful, and when they spoke or when they acted, you paid attention to them, especially the roles that they played, because they never played people that you would be like, oh my God, like, that's like, you know, you're downgrading yourself. They always played people that you felt empowering. Like Ruby Dee was in the original Raisin in the Sun with Sidney Poitier. Kevin mentioned American Gangster, seeing her in that film. Ruby, you gotta excuse me too, because I just came from work and my mind is like all over the place. She became, when she did that film, she was in her 80s, in her early 80s, and she became the second oldest person to be nominated for an Oscar. Now, mind you, for those of us that saw American Gangster, Ruby Dee was in that movie for all about 15-20 minutes. You didn't see it, though. You think that somebody in that movie for that short of time and she was nominated for an Oscar? Well, it was her character and the impact. I do believe that one scene where she got Denzel Washington together when she smacked him in the face, I think that was the scene that earned her that Oscar nomination. And I tell people this, that is one of, not my favorite, but that is one of my favorite scenes in American Gangster. Because when I watch that scene, I watch it over and over again, and they have that scene on YouTube too. It is so powerful. Like, you can actually feel this mother trying to get through to her son, and not just her son, but her grown son. Like, nigga, we all know you don't shoot cops. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then you gonna sit there and lie to me and tell me that you don't do. I really respected Ruby and her craft. I really did, and that was one of the people. A lot of people know that I, love acting and wanted to do acting. That was one of the people that I had on my list that I would love to have met, even if I couldn't act with her, just to meet her and to be in her presence, because she was truly a legend, and I just thank God that we were able to have her for 91 years. I've read her daughter's story when her daughter has said that when she died, I'm not for sure, Ruby may have been sick for a while and we just didn't know, but she said that when she died, she said her mom was asleep or whatever the case may be, and then she opened her eyes and she didn't say anything, and then she said she closed her eyes again, and then she died. And she said that she felt as though that was her mom asking us, the family, permission if she could just go on. And she said that we weren't sad by it because we had her for so many years that when she left us, we were just all joyful. And I say, after 91 years, you can't help but to be thankful, because some people's parents don't live that long. Some people don't live that long. And somebody was saying something about elderly people. This is off the Ruby Dee subject, but it has something to do with elderly people. So, George Bush, his father turned 90 the other day, and they had announced that his father was going he was going to do a jump skydiving at his 90th birthday, and a few people were like, why is he not doing skydiving at 90, whatever the case may be. And I had explained to this one girl that he actually started doing that for his birthday when he turned 70 some years ago. It was like every 10 years he would jump out of a plane, go skydiving. And I said, it's really not uncommon for elderly people to go skydiving. I said, there was this guy on Jay Leno a few years ago. I remember I was watching it. He was 95 and he went skydiving. And I said, well, if you're able to do that type of stuff, I'm pro elderly. I really am. I'm pro senior citizen. And I felt as though if you're able to do something like that, then go ahead and do it, because I think nowadays you got more senior citizens living than young people. So it's like, let them do it. They live to see 90 and 95.
I ain't jumping out no damn
I'm not jumping out no plane either. But I feel as though if you can do it, and if you want to do it, then go and do it. I'm not going to tell you not to do it because you're 90. I mean,
shit. Brandon jumped out of a plane.
He did. Brandon went skydiving.
I don't know what he did with the video, but I seen it, but I just
I just think at any age, whether you're 90 or 20, I wouldn't be jumping out of a plane at any age. But you know, some people have to do it. And then a lot of people didn't notice that George Bush, he was shot down when he was in World War II, and so he had to parachute out of his plane that was shot down. So he's used to parachuting out of planes. You know, it's in his blood. That's what he does. And I just feel as though if you're 105, if your doctor says, yeah, you can withstand that, then I don't give a damn.
It was kind of a rough landing. I'm surprised he didn't break any bones, considering he's 90.
Yeah, well, you know,
because that fall was kind of rough. You know.
Did you see it? Because I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, they showed it. They showed on the news like 20 fucking times.
That's why I said some people are able to withstand certain things. Like nowadays it's crazy because you have some 90-year-olds and you'll look at them and be like for instance, the woman at my church, she turned 91. And for the longest time, I'm sitting there in church with her. I didn't even know she was in her 90s. I thought she had just turned 80. And she was like, no, I turned 91. I was looking at her like, well, damn, black really don't crack. Okay. Like, it's just some people, some 90-year-olds today are not like they were 20, 30 years ago. Some 90-year-olds are still driving, living on their own. They can do it. Doing it. And just doing it. So, hey.
Well, shout out to them.
Right. I may jump out of a plane when I turn 90. Now, will you be there to record it?
Hell no. Can you imagine in 90 years, not 90, let's say like 60 years from now, they got all of this old footage of us they can go back and look at with their ancestors. That's even if YouTube is still around. Hopefully these videos are archived somewhere. You know, I don't know. I hope they are archived or something. But
well, if I'm in it, they will be.
Okay, I know that's right. OMG, when you talked about that acting thing, I'm just asking you, so you never want to do acting again?
I didn't say that I never wanted to do it again. Okay. I did not say that. Did you really say that?
I don't know, because you made it seem like it's like when I first met you, you had that bug. You was like, I'm going to acting classes.
And I was.
Let's do skits.
Remember, I was.
Yeah.
I went to acting classes at the Walnut Street Theater, the famed Walnut Street Theater.
Yeah, that's at Eastern Walnut, I think.
Yes, I did. I went there for almost 3 years. I went there, and I acted my butt off there. And then I met you.
Don't blame me.
I met you, and then I was thrust into the world faster than I wanted to be because I was like, no, I didn't want to be like this. I remember I always said that I never wanted to meet Beyonce at a meet and greet. I always wanted to meet her a different way, and then by luck, my first time meeting her was at a meet and greet. So there was a lot of things that happened that I didn't want to happen, but it happened any damn way. But, you know, sometimes you do things like, for instance, when I started doing this Scorpion show with you, a lot of stuff, like particularly the acting thing, it was just like I put it in the back because we were so focused on trying to get this out there that it was just like, well, I ain't going to worry about acting right now because we may be on TV one day, you know. And then that train came and went. But it doesn't mean that train's not coming back.
It better come back.
It didn't come, it just went.
And you tried it over the weekend because I seen your Instagram and you know you tried it. And you know you tried it. Imitation is the best form of flattery. I seen it.
No, she tried it.
Oh no!
She tried it.
You know what?
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't say the acting bug. No, it's still there.
Okay. So if we ever did a skit again, you would. If I say let's make up a scenario, we could do a skit. Would you do it?
Yeah, but if you ever notice all the skits that we did, I made up.
Yes, because I didn't want to do that precious skit, and don't try it, bitch. I did it. It was me. Okay.
I mean, you were a good co-star, but
you know, because I ain't no actor.
Yeah, I trust me. I know.
But don't do it.
No. Say it. You're not.
Watch, I can tell them, I'm like, bitch, y'all need to do that skit because Precious was 5 years ago.
I know.
That was 5 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Time flies.
We kind of blew up from that. We blew up from a lot of our videos, a lot of our old videos.
But at that time, that video right there
was
everybody talking about it. I'm surprised Monique ain't bring us on the Monique show at that time.
And to this day, that is the best Precious skit on YouTube. By far. There's no other Precious skit on YouTube better than that.
Anytime Precious comes on BET,
people always hit us
yes,
up.
my timeline is lit the hell up.
I just keep saying it. And, you know, no shade, but I kept saying Kevin has a hallway in his house like that. He does. I'm going to recreate that. And I remember I stood right here in this doorway 5 years ago and brought it to your attention. And you was like, oh, it's not going to be funny. And I was like,
because I was like, it was.
Because remember at first we were thinking about doing it serious. But then when I realized you didn't have any acting talent, I was like, no, this is not going to work seriously. So we're going to have to turn it around and make it a comedy. And then it worked. Yeah, you remember that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was trying to, it was going to be a serious skit. But then I was like, wait, Kevin, what the fuck is going on? And I don't have time to be showing this bitch how to act. So we're going to have to switch this around and make it a comedy. And that's what we did. And it was good.
Yes, it was.
And Jeremy helped us too, because remember he helped to film some of this part.
And I put my little skills together on how we should turn out. I was just learning how to use iMovie, and I learned how to put the videos on top of each other where he's still talking, but I'm standing there. Right. It was a lot. Like I enjoyed it, and I would love to do something like that again.
I just don't know what we.
I don't know. Well, I know they're going to be suggesting a lot of stuff.
Please don't.
But it got to be funny if you want to suggest stuff. I heard that over the weekend you got a chance to watch some Orange is the New Black. Now, do you like it now?
The first season. Let me see what episode I'm on. I'm still on the first season. I haven't seen it in the past 2 days. I am on episode. It's funny. It's definitely funny. I am on episode whatever this is. Episode 6.
Okay.
It's funny. It is funny. It's like that dark humor. Yeah. I like Reds.
The Cook.
Who else do I like? It's funny. It's funny. I like when Crazy Eyes. I still can't get the main character's name. Amanda.
Piper.
Oh, Piper. Yeah, Piper.
Fuck Amanda.
I don't know where I got that from.
Amanda must be, because I do forget the names too, but I think Amanda is probably the one that she.
One of their names is Amanda,
right?
Yeah, something. I don't
remember.
I don't know.
But I know Tasty is my girl, the black girl, the big girl.
Oh yeah.
And she did an interview on the Breakfast Club. Y'all should check it out because it was a really good interview. And she's getting her little fame and everything.
She can sing.
Yeah, I didn't hear her sing all the way. Like she said, she working on the album now.
Yeah, she can sing. She sang in the first episode of Orange.
In the shower. Yeah, I know. But I'm talking about like
singing.
Because anybody can sing in the shower.
No, not anybody.
Oh me? I know I can.
No, I've never heard you sing in the shower.
Okay. I get the acoustics. I'll let y'all hear it. Tracy Morgan's mother has been denied the rights to see him in the hospital by his fiance. Now, Tracy Morgan and his mom do have an estranged relationship. During his big time on 30 Rock, his mom was saying that she was losing her house and how he wasn't helping her out. But he was saying that he was helping her, but he really don't wish to discuss the thing that's going on with his mom. And at that time, he hasn't seen his mom in over 11 years. I think either today is 11 years or at that time it was 11 years. And we all know about the tractor trailer going into his limo van and everything. Now, for me, and it's just for me, and I know this is how I feel. I don't care how estranged their relationship is. Anytime there's close to a near-death experience and his mother wants to reach out and go see him, you don't deny her that right. He came out her pussy, okay? Bottom line, he came out her pussy.
He came out of her.
Look, I know, but I'm just saying, because I felt passionate about that. Felt like my mom for a second. But he did. He came out of her. That's her child. That's her flesh and blood.
I agree.
Now I see her son.
Right.
She ain't trying to. Ain't nothing she can get out of that situation.
That may be a coming to Jesus moment too, where they reconcile.
For both of them.
Yeah, you don't deny someone's parent the right to visit them, like he said, when you have a near-death experience. I don't care how bad they weren't speaking to each other. You don't do that, and it's sad because I don't think he's in a coma, is he?
No, but they say like he's like slowly responding to things.
Oh, he's slowly responding, so he's not fully all the way there.
I'm pretty sure.
So his wife is doing all the talking for him,
yeah,
basically. His fiance, she's doing all the talking for him. Well, I got news for her. Okay, you should stop doing the talking because it's people like you that make situations worse. You know, you don't deny somebody's mom the right to come and see them. Okay, they had a bad relationship over the past 10, 11 years. Okay, but this is something that is, we all know that tragedy brings a lot of people together. You know, it really does. And it's sad, but it does. And so to deny this man's mother the right to come and see him is horrible. And I would hope that when Tracy gets enough sense in his head, when he comes back to reality and he gets better, he'd let you know, like, you don't do that. It's not cool.
Not unless something really bad happened between him and his mom, but
yeah, but
I still think give her that right.
Right, that's his mother.
Because anything can happen, God forbid, now while he's in the hospital, and then you'll probably feel guilty that you deny the mom that right. And speaking of you know, fiancés and wives, Casey Kasem recently, well, he passed away over the weekend. He was this big radio.
Father's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, he passed away yesterday. Shit. Well, yeah, Sunday. I forgot it's Tuesday. I remember listening to him on like his little top 40 countdown on Q102 because I was a big Q102 fan back in the day, but now I barely listen to the radio. But his wife was denying his children the rights to see him, and you know, these wives, first of all, they be young as hell, and they only there for the money. Now I don't know what kind of relationship they had. But you know, let them kids, let his kids see him.
Well, Casey
he wasn't right in the head right now.
Kasem's wife, he and his wife have been married for years. She's young, but they've been married for a long time.
But she must got something against the children if she's not letting them see him. And she's talking about
they're not hers.
Talking about they wanted him to die early so they could get the money and stuff.
You always have those kids. They're not hers. So it's. In that situation, I don't know what the relationship was years ago because, like I said, he's been married to her for a very long time. I don't know what the situation was years ago when they were younger and their dad married this woman, but somewhere throughout the years, the relationship went downhill. And when he got sick, it got even more downhill because then she stopped allowing them to see him. Because remember, just a few months ago, the kids didn't know where the hell he was at.
Yeah, they flew him somewhere.
No, not they, her.
Yeah, because they thinking he... Like in Mexico somewhere.
And he's all the way up in
Washington.
Washington.
She tried it.
She let the kids contact the media and let them know we can't find our dad before she got in touch and said, no, he's with me. Now, why would you do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Like, you don't do stuff like that.
Then she got on the news something about, y'all not guy. Y'all don't tell me when my husband dies and everything. Because they was feeding him some different type of food, but then his body started to reject what they were giving to him. And then, you know, they talked to the judge to ask the judge to just let him die slowly, basically. And that's what happened. So, rest in peace, Casey Kasem. I don't know where this is going to lead with the children. Oh, it's going to be ugly. Because that will and who's going to get what, who's going to... First of all, I hate that. Like, I hate that when a family does that, try to come in and take everything. My sister knew somebody that recently passed, and that happened. Everybody just going after the stuff. Like, damn, can you mourn first before trying to take every fucking thing?
That's a personal story for me. When my grandmother died 20 years ago, you know, my grandparents had 10 children, 6 girls and 4 boys. My mom is the youngest out of the 10. Next month, my uncle is throwing a celebration of life for my grandmother's 90th birthday because she would be 90 next month. And so he's throwing a big party for her. And the reason why he's doing this is because he explained to me, because I'm helping him with the party, he explained to me that he could not properly mourn his mother's death when she died 20 years ago because he was the executor of the estate. And he said, you can only imagine when your parents have 10 children, all 10 of the kids is fighting over this, that, and the third. And I felt bad for my uncle because I said, damn, like, it took 20 years, and he said, you know, I couldn't even really properly mourn my mother because I was too busy trying to keep my brothers and sisters from fighting each other. So it happens in families. It always happens. It's not... It's sad that happens because when somebody dies, you think that the main focus is celebrating this person's life. and I'm not saying that people don't celebrate the person's life or mourn them, but then it kind of comes back down to reality or crazy reality where people start, all right, well, what goes to me and that's mine, and how come you getting this, and
is there life insurance?
Yeah, why you didn't? Why I ain't get this? Why you? It's just a big thing when somebody dies.
Death and money lets you see the evil in people.
Oh, it's crazy.
And it's important to have a will, and it's important to have life insurance.
Yeah, it's very important. It's important to have those two things, especially in a will. And you have to keep, and in your will, you have to kind of keep updating your will like every 10, 20, or 10 years or something like that. Because things change.
Yeah, and you might not want to get somebody something no more.
And the crazy thing about it, speaking of wills, Whitney Houston, she made her will
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Right after Bobby was born.
Right after her daughter was born. And how about this? 20 years ago when she was married to Bobby Brown, he wasn't even in the will. And she was fresh.
Well, she already knew. But she already knew.
Yeah, mind you, he was not even in the will. It was just, mind you, she definitely knew. Because the only two people in the will was her mother and her daughter. So she said, if by chance I died before my mom, it's going to go to her and my daughter. Yes. Nothing's going to go to Bobby. And I may even be still married to her. She knew ahead of time.
Yeah, it was crazy.
She knew.
I'm ready to see this Lifetime story because they said they're going to talk. It's basically going to be focused on the relationship between her and Bobby Brown. So,
can you imagine? With this one,
Angela Bassett, I'm gonna need you to do an excellent job because this is your directorial debut. I need you to do this.
Will you read her if it's not good?
Huh?
Would you read?
Yes, I will, because that's Whitney Houston. If you're gonna tell a Whitney Houston story and you are that close to Whitney Houston and you still can't get it right, bitch, we got a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Was she at the funeral? She better have been.
I don't know.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah, but they ain't show a lot of people because the cameras.
Yeah.
A lot
the
of
camera
people
was mostly on your back.
Yeah.
Was to their backs.
And they had they blocked off 3 blocks from around the church. Like nobody was getting in.
No.
You had to go to ticket. If you ain't ever go to ticket, then
you weren't getting into the golden.
Hell no. You shouldn't have go to them gates.
That would have been a funeral that I would have loved to been sitting in there.
Yes.
I would have.
And speaking of movies, today it was released that Zendaya Coleman that was from. She was on this Disney show that my nieces watch all the time, and I can't remember the name. Chicago-based show, but anyway, she was recently on Dancing with the Stars, and now she's going to be Aaliyah. Now,
what happened to the original girl that looked?
The girl from 106 and Park.
Just like
that's
Aaliyah.
the one they should have picked. I don't. First of all,
girl from 106 and Park? Not the host.
Yeah, that's the host. The girl. She's the one that was.
Oh, was originally supposed to be her? Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this for like 7, 8 years.
Right.
She didn't get the part. They gave it to Zendaya.
How did she get it when she was posting pictures dressed as her? Where is that flying?
I don't know. It was a fly, and I had killed a fly earlier for flying around. I was trying to get my workout on. Like, anyway, I'm not going to read her, okay? Because
it's not her.
It's not her. It's the casting.
The casting director.
And then the last time we read what's her name? Little Mama for Filth, bitch. I mean.
But she turned out to be good.
Yeah,
she turned out to be the best one in
that crow.
Yeah, we all were eating that crow. But she turned out to be the best one in the movie.
So maybe the director's seen something that we don't see, but I don't think she looks like her. She looks more like
Selena Gomez to me.
Selena. I was about to say
Selena Gomez to me. She does. That's why I thought it was
I don't know. I'm not going to read them, but I know everybody's on the internet is going off, talking bad about her, like, because we didn't get what we want. But sometimes, just let it be. We're all going to watch the movie. We're all going to see how she do. If she does a bad job, we're going to fuck them up. I mean, we're just going to go in. We ain't fucking nobody up. But we're just going to go in and just say, like, it was just a bad choice. I feel bad that Keisha Shantae didn't get the role, and I would love to talk
That's
to her.
what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's her. That's the girl in Wilson Park now. That she didn't get the role because she looked like Aaliyah. I mean, oh my God. And we didn't know her at the time. So it's always good to pick somebody that you don't know to put in that role so they don't have to live up to all of that pressure. But Zendaya is the new Aaliyah, and I want to know who's going to play Missy, who's going to play Timbaland, who's going to play R. Kelly if they put him in the movie. Because, you know, Aaliyah was in the industry for a good 7 years. At least I think so. She came out in 94.
Damn, I was about to say 20 years. No, it was 20 years ago that she came out. But yeah, 94 to 01.
2000, yeah. And like, it was crazy. It was crazy when she passed. That's when everybody turned into a Aaliyah fan. And I'm not lying because
it's true.
I know.
It's true.
Everybody bought her album. Like, nobody bought her album when it came out. But that week after when she passed, oh, everybody had it. Let me stop going in on these people. But I'm not lying.
I didn't say you were.
I'm just letting them know.
Well, you don't have to let them know nothing. Next subject.
Yes, because they're going to get me together.
Well, let them.
Say, bitch, you tried it. And speaking of VH, we talking VH1 again. Miss Pebbles trying to sue Viacom for $14 million, saying that they showed her in the wrong light. She didn't like how she was portrayed because that's not how she really was. And everything that she said in that suit against Viacom, they got her ass together for everyone. For anything she said against them, they had a counter to it. And they say, we are not going to give you no $40 million.
Right.
Because this is how you were. You did things that were shady and showed in the film.
Right.
And nothing says anything different from what we see.
Because trust me, if you were doing things the right way and the good way, they wouldn't have said these things about you. They would have said, this was a woman who helped us. This is a woman who got us to where we needed to go. Because hell, they were even reading each other.
Yeah. Fighting each other.
And
there was a
they were reading each other. So why wouldn't they tell the truth about you?
She was. Oh, see, now Pebbles, there's nobody talking about you. The movie done came and went. No shame.
Right. She should have just took that heat that people was giving to her, and because it lasts for a few days.
Yes, and then she had the nerve to go on Wendy Williams. Didn't want to talk about shit.
Didn't want to talk about nothing. Why are you sitting here? Why did you come? Why are you here? And that's one of the days I agree with Wendy. Yeah, why is she here? Wasting my time. Judge Million read this woman for filth today on the People's Court. Not, oh my God, not on TV. It was something that I saw on YouTube. She told her, because the lady got the lady together. The lady had the nerves to, I'm going to tell you real quick. The lady had the nerve to come to court. She lived in this apartment complex. She had the nerve to come to court and sue one of her neighbors in her apartment complex for getting her car towed because she said that she parked somewhere and the lady said it was in her spot. So the lady that she was suing said, no, you were in my spot because a few months earlier the apartment complex said that they were giving everybody their own personal parking spot with their number on it. So the lady said, oh no, you know, that wasn't there. I parked at her spot all the time. That never was an issue. So the lady said, well, no, you've never parked in my spot because if you did, I would have had you towed.
Okay.
You know, so, you know, you're lying. So the lady said, well, the lady who was doing it to her said, well, I called, after she got my car towed, I called the management, and they told me this, that, and the third, that no, she didn't have. So Judge Million said, okay, well, we're going to go for a recess, and I'm going to call the apartment complex to find out what's going on. So then she came back out and said, you are a bold-faced liar. First of all, she said the pictures you showed me of the apartment complex is not even the complex that she lives at.
Oh my God!
She said that when I talked to the management, they told me that complex was down the road. So that was one lie she made. Then she said, then Judge Million told her, this is when the Wendy Williams party come in. She looked at Douglas. She said, not only are you a bold-faced liar, she said, but the markers were there, and you were showing me a parking lot that has nothing to do with the complex. She said, so not only did you waste my time, but you wasted his time and her time. And she said, and you know what? I am going to bang that gavel because you won. Get out of my courtroom. So the lady was like, oh my God, oh my God. So she goes out in the hallway and was like, oh, she was just so rude to me. I can't believe how rude she was. And I'm thinking like, bitch, you lied throughout the whole fucking thing. It was good. But back to what we were saying. Oh, Pebbles. Yeah, that bitch.
Yeah, Pebbles tried it, and they said no. And if it goes to court, then I doubt she will win anything. Because they told how you were. You even talked about it on the VH1 special, Behind the Music. You talked about what's going on. You didn't say, oh, how bad you were, but they talked about you. You felt like you was the fall guy of the situation because there was so much going on. So girl, bye.
Right.
Excuse me. Let's talk about. You can talk about the. Excuse me. The girl getting kicked out of KFC.
Yeah. So it was this little girl. I saw the story today on CNN.com. I'm gonna pull it up real quick because I just felt so bad. This little girl, 3 years old, from Mississippi. A few months ago, she was attacked by 3 pit bulls. I think at her grandfather's house. Well, a few months later, fast forward to present time, she's with her grandmother and they're going out to eat. I think the grandmother said they had been out shopping, whatever the case may be, so the little girl wants something to eat. But the little girl is still on a tube from the attack. So the grandmother said I was going to get her some mashed potatoes from KFC because, you know, she can eat that. You know, she can swallow that. She said when they took her into the, when they went inside of the KFC, she said that one of the employees, they were in there, standing in there, whatever the case may be, and one of the employees said to them that they would have to leave because, and I want to make sure I get this right, she said she was feeding tube at the time. She's got we have. Okay, she said that the employee came to her and said, "We have to ask you to leave because her face is disrupting our customers." So she said, when the employee said this to them, the granddaughter heard what the employee said, and she said, you know, her granddaughter understood what the employee said, and she said her granddaughter started crying, and she said that her granddaughter cried the whole way home. So, you know, the grandmother was very upset. So she told the girl's mother, and the girl's parents got on Facebook to let everybody know what happened at this KFC. What you should do anytime you are wrongly at any type of establishment. You get on social media and let people know.
Because y'all know I would do it fast.
Okay? So anyway, the parents get on Facebook and they blast this particular KFC for doing this to their daughter. Well, it got a whole bunch of people reposting it and petition going on. KFC got a whiff of this, and they are doing an investigation. But the company, while doing their investigation, the company said that it is going to donate $30,000 to assist in the girl's medical bills.
I know that's right.
Now, I have to give a big shout out to KFC because they said, you know what, this was wrong and this never should have happened, and we are going to give y'all. And KFC has $30,000.
They better have $30,000.
They have $30,000.
The number 3 chain restaurant in America.
Okay, they got $30,000. They got more than $30,000, but that was nice that they said $30,000 because that's more than enough. Okay, they said they were going to donate $30,000 to this girl's family for her medical bills. But my thing is to KFC or to anybody. When you see someone who is in a physical handicap, the last thing any employee should ever do is tell them that they have to leave because their appearance is being a disruption to other people. How dare you say that to somebody? And then the fact that this was a little girl.
Okay.
This was a child, a 3-year-old, who was attacked by 3 pit bulls. These dogs could have killed her. But thank God she is still here. And I saw this little girl's face. And she's a beautiful little girl. You could tell that she has the scars and the marks in her, and she has an eye patch over her eye, whatever the case may be. But you can tell underneath all that she's a beautiful little girl. And the fact that somebody had the audacity to tell this woman that she had to leave with her granddaughter because her granddaughter's face was being a bother to other customers just makes me sick. And whoever that employee is that said that, they should be fired. Not suspended, but fired. There's no way on God's green earth that you should ever say that to any customer, but let alone a child, a 3-year-old child. Like, how dare you say that?
And besides, this fucking KFC.
Like, how, when I read that story, I got so upset. I said, oh my God, I can't even imagine this grandmother having to walk out of the store with her granddaughter while her granddaughter's sitting there crying because her granddaughter understands what's being said. Like, that's horrible. And I want to say big ups to KFC for the donation, but they should be embarrassed that they have employees that would say and do things like that. Because if I was the owner of any chain company and I knew that I found out that my employees did something like that, I would be so embarrassed, and I would make sure that I would personally fire the person who did it. You as the manager, you ain't got to fire them because the owner's going to come and fire them, okay? Get out. And you will never work at another KFC ever. Okay? That I own, the next person owns, and the person after that owns. You don't ever say that to nobody. Never, ever, ever.
That's just like saying her being fat offends me. Can you ask her to please leave? Like, are you kidding me?
Her face. Like, disgusting. So, you know, like I said, shout out to KFC for saying that they're going to donate the $30,000 to this girl's medical bills. Shout out to them for that. But they should be embarrassed that they employ people who say things and do things like that. Like, there's just no compassion anymore at all. No, not even for a 3-year-old little girl. who was attacked by 3 pit bulls. Can you imagine? It broke my heart when I watched that video in California of that pit bull running around that car and pulling that little boy off that bike. I mean, that pit bull just pulled him off the bike by his leg, and he looked like he was about 4 or 5. And the cat, mind you, a cat saved his life. The family cat came, run out the house and attacked that dog, and that dog let that boy go and ran off. And this was all caught on surveillance camera. Had that cat not been there, that dog probably would have killed that little boy.
I don't even like aggressive dogs like that. That's why I don't fuck with dogs like that. I only mess with cats, okay?
I don't mind dogs. I really don't, because I have one. But I know which dogs to stay away from. The big ones.
You're the ones that get too big.
I stay away from the dogs when I'm walking down the street and I see somebody walking their dog and their dog is walking them instead of them walking the dog. That's when I know I stay away from that, because you ain't got no control over that dog. Anytime you like this, you should never be like this with your dog.
This happened with your dog a couple years ago, right?
Yes, remember I have the scars on to show you. But the dog, and that was a pit bull. And that's the scariest thing in the world. Until it happens to you, you have no idea. That's the scariest thing in the world, when you see a loose pit bull charging at you. And you're like, what the fuck am I going to do? And the only thing I could think of was grabbing my dog. And that was the only reaction that I could think of, was grabbing my dog. Because I have a Yorkie, and I'm like, I'm not about to stand here and let this pit bull attack my dog.
I would be kicking at that.
Mind you, that was my natural reaction. It was just a natural reaction. And I looked at my dog as a child, like, you wouldn't stand there and let this dog attack this small child. Like, you got a pit bull and a Yorkie. This dog, my Yorkie can't do nothing. So I picked my dog up, and I slipped and fell because I had on flip-flops, and before I knew it, this pit bull was on me, under me, trying to get my dog, and I was like, oh my God. And I just remember people screaming and hollering because they thought that the dog was biting me, but the dog wasn't biting me. He was trying to get under me to get to my dog, and I wouldn't let him do it. And I got up and was bloodied and scarred up, all because I was trying to save my dog.
All in his Beyonce outfit, child. It was a mess.
You know, you never know what you. It's funny because that was a moment where, you know, some people be like, I don't know, I was done, and I was like, at that moment, it was like, you go into like protective mode. Like, you don't
have no choice but to do that.
Like, some people be like, well, no, I would have let my dog go. No, you.
Oh, for what?
When you're there in that very moment, your whole mindset is totally different. When you see a pit bull charging at you and you know that it's coming for your dog and you know you have a small dog, the last thing I'm going to do is watch a dog attack my dog in front of my eyes and kill my dog.
Okay, you going to stay there like Kenya?
Right. No, I'm going to fight the fuck back. Me and the pit bull is the same side. I'm walking this dog, me and this dog riding the fuck together. Okay? I'm not going out without a fucking fight. That's just how I am. I was raised in North Philly too, 8th and Jefferson, okay? 732 is where I grew up at. You ain't gonna, dogs, men, women, that's right. So and then the lady in the ambulance had the nurse tell me, I can't believe you did all that. Yes, like why wouldn't I do it? This is my dog.
It's shocking me that people are saying that.
Because people are dumb. We live in a world where people are dumb. That's why I've learned to stop responding back to certain people and what they say. Because people are just plain old dumb. And they don't like it when you call them dumb, but they say dumb things. And so when you say dumb things, I don't respond. And then when I don't respond to, oh, you think you're too good to respond. Actually, yeah, I do think I'm too good to respond to a dummy.
How you doing? You better go off today, Mikhail.
What?
Bitch, you needed that week off, girl. You was on a road. Okay, so let me tell you, because I've been having some trouble sleeping and whatever, but I was watching Fox 29. Shout out to Fox 29. That's the only news station that I really watch, and Mikhail knows that.
Yes, and we all know why.
Oh, shut up. I'm just listening. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's at nighttime. But anyway.
No, because that's on when I'm here. That's not at night.
No, but this after the evening.
You mean the evenings? Because she's not on in the morning.
No. But I still watch Good Day Philadelphia because it's the best. Okay. Now, QDZ, he's a Philadelphia. I don't want to call him an icon, but I'm going to say he's a Philadelphia legend. Been on Power 99, left Power 99, went to 107.9. So he's a Philadelphia legend. Been on radio. Yes, radio legend. So now he got this new gig on Fox 29. Now they call him Quincy. I hate that they got to go by his real name. So he gets into a debate with Carvin Hagen, who's a producer, produced so many of your favorite many R&B songs that you love. Okay, so he has this thing where he has this campaign where he wants to fight the ratchetness on the radio.
Who, Carvin, right?
Carvin.
Okay.
Which I agree with. Okay. He's saying that songs are too over-sexualized on the radio, and our children are listening to these songs, and these negative songs have an impact on children. So, you know, I can agree with some of that. But QDZ's standpoint was, I am a radio DJ. I play what I'm told to play, and we play music based off what's popular on the charts. If it's not popular on the charts, we're not going to play it on our station, which makes sense.
Right.
So
then they'll lose
revenue, and
they'll lose their listeners, and when they lose their listeners, they lose their money.
Yes. And you know, Carvin was like, you on that radio at 3 o'clock every day, and he was like, your children, I mean, these children are not with their parents, and he's like, they're listening to you on the radio playing these songs. So, but QDZ's argument is, you know, parents must put their foot down on what their children listen to.
A little bit harder, right?
Yes, he's like, my parents. He said that his parents made sure they looked over everything that they did. So there was no getting over anything. And he said a lot of parents need to be that way if you don't want your children watching these things, if you don't want your children listening to these things. But Carvin thing was like, you being the DJ, you should
be a little bit more responsible.
Yeah, responsible. And he's like, no, I can't go based on that.
I understand where both of them are coming from, but I kind of side more with QDZ. And I'm going to tell you why I side more with him, because I understand where he's coming from. This is my job. I have a job to do. If I do not do that job, I have no job. Therefore, I have no money. And therefore, how am I going to support myself? So I am doing a job that I get paid to do. You as a parent, your responsibility is to make sure that your kids are listening and watching the things that they're supposed to be listening and watching. And if they're not, then you have to, as a parent, need to put your foot down. Because we all know many years ago, you had those, what you want to call them, even still today, those churchy parents who their kids couldn't listen to nothing secular. Okay?
At all.
And they put their foot down and made sure that their kids didn't listen to that. But I want to go back a minute to David Letterman when he got Bill O'Reilly together about Beyonce. Yeah. David Letterman told Bill O'Reilly, which made perfect sense. You're bashing Beyonce for the music that she has and that the songs that she came out with. He told Bill O'Reilly, but Bill, you remember when we were coming up, they too said the same thing about the music that we were listening to. He said, so it's a generational thing. Every generation has music that parents don't want their kids listening to. Every generation. This day and age of music is no different. I mean, of course, the content and what they're saying is a little bit different. But it's the whole topic of what kids should be listening to is no different from 40 years ago. Hell, I remember I was watching, because you know I'm a big history and classic buff, and I was watching something where they had to do with the Ed Sullivan Show. There was a big show back in the 60s and the early 70s and the 50s. And there was this one rock band, I can't remember the band, but they had a song out that specifically talked about getting high. And this was in the 60s when a lot of people got high. And the lyrics weren't as blatant as they are today about I'm gonna smoke that marijuana, but it had something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but let's, for the sake of it, pretend that they were saying I wanna go fly. But everybody knew that them saying they were gonna get high. Those artists couldn't even sing that on the Ed Sullivan Show because of the fact that people out there knew what they were talking about. And today, in 2014, you'd be like, well, all they were talking about was flying. Why is that so bad? Yes, we know what they were talking about, but that's all they were saying. But back then, they were like, no, we couldn't. You couldn't even say you was pregnant back then. You couldn't even
say pregnant on TV.
Okay, you couldn't even say that back then. Okay? You know what was the first TV show that showed a pregnant woman?
Was it I Love Lucy?
I Love Lucy. The first television show that showed a pregnant woman. By the way, that was also the first television show in history that showed interracial couple. It wasn't the Jeffersons, it was I Love Lucy, because she was white and he was Cuban. And she said, I remember watching that, she said when they were getting ready to pitch that show, people, the executives of the network of CBS didn't even want him to be on the show as her husband, because this is what they told her. America is not going to believe that you're married to him. And she said, but I am married to him in real life. He's really my husband. Why wouldn't they believe it? That's my husband though. And when she said that, I said, that's how you get him. Why wouldn't they believe it? I am married to him in real life. Like, what the fuck? But it was so taboo back then. And this whole controversy about what should be played on the radio and what shouldn't be played, I understand it. There's a lot of shit on the radio that we should not be listening to.
Them songs back in the day, those were songs. Okay?
Those were songs.
They had the what you call it, the verse, the chorus, the verse, the bridge, those were songs.
Right. You got today. You have a lot of trash. You got songs, but you got a lot of trash. You
got to fight through all the trash to get to
a good song.
And I agree when he's saying, like, you know, we need better songs on the radio.
We do.
And, you know, I don't side with nobody because it's an argument that's going to go on forever.
It's an argument.
It's going to go on forever. Like, and back in the day, yes. And, you know, I agree with both of them. But I do agree that, you know, there should be some better music on the radio for people to listen to, because it's like all the old people or all the people that we grew up to in the 90s, they don't have a place in music today when it comes to the R&B and the hip-hop channel. It's more hip-hop than R&B. And if it's R&B, they only playing you because you Beyonce or Mary J. Blige. But damn, like, you know, I don't feel bad about Selena Johnson no more after she came from Blue Ivy like that, called Old Dirty Bastard. But, you know, somebody like her, she could have a song on R&B, but they like, y'all ain't nobody checking for her. If you're not popular on iTunes, the radio just not going to play you.
I didn't even know what she said until somebody sent me. And I was just like, okay, now this just... I agree. I am all for having an opinion. No, that is somebody banging on the floor outside of the door. I am all... What?
Well, I text. Hello, Scorpion Show.
What?
Did you get my text?
No. What did it say?
It's real clean in here today.
You tried it.
Remember, you know the last 2 times I came to you while you were recording. I would like that same favor, please.
No, we're almost done.
Okay,
we're almost done.
Said no.
Yeah, because the last time I got my car back, my emergency brake was on.
Amber couldn't. Okay.
And when I pulled off,
don't explain, because that's not for them.
Well, you came up here and interrupted me.
I mean, I didn't want you to have to be saying
all that. You said.
Wait, did you just ask me for a favor and then got smart?
I didn't get smart at all.
He said, "Bitch, don't keep the business out on the computer," and I understand. All right, just holler at him when we finish.
Whose business? My business?
His business.
Oh, his business.
Well, they your business. Shit.
You
know the girls' music. And last time they left the emergency brake on.
The whole emergency breakdown, and mind you, and then had trash all in my car.
No.
Then.
And then, like,
what? First of all, why are you even touching the emergency brake in my car? There's no need to touch it.
I don't know. I
don't drive a stick. I don't drive anything that have to do with the emergency brake. I get on, and she's talking about when I get my car. Amber's talking about, so yeah, because the brake's something. And I'm like, what's she talking about? So I go to pull off, and I see the red light to my brake, and I'm like, brake. The emergency brake was on. Why is that even on?
That's why I don't drive. Thank God.
People do stuff in your car, and then when you tell them no, then they go, why? I didn't do nothing.
Because you did not leave my car the way I gave it
to you. Oh my God, and we're not going to talk about my mirrors.
No.
But go back.
But I know what you're talking about, because I don't like giving up
people
my stuff. When I give it to you in my room, I want you to bring it back to me in my room.
And I always let them hold my stuff. But I feel as though now you're just being careless. Like you're just driving it and you just don't give a fuck. Like I've never touched my emergency brake ever since I've had my car. Then I had to touch it that day because it was on. And I'm like, why is this on? Who puts the emergency brake? Either y'all set something on top of it, or one of y'all just pulled it. And why are you pulling that?
Look. So yeah, Selena tried it.
Yeah, she
saying
did
that about Blue Ivy.
I just think, and what I was going to say, that's what I was going to say about that. Everybody has an opinion about everything, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can have an opinion about somebody's hair being nappy. We all have that opinion. But I think it's a fine line when you, like Kevin said, when you are in the business.
Okay.
Selena Johnson, you are in the business, okay? And you've been in the business for a long time. There are some things that you say and there's some things that you don't say. And then, when you take it a step further and say it about somebody's child, whether it's Beyonce's child, Sierra's child, Tamar's child, it doesn't matter whose child it is. You should always leave people's kids out of it. That 2-year-old little girl ain't never did nothing to you. Nothing at all. If her hair was nappy, that is her mother and father's business. Let them worry about that. You, Selena Johnson, you know better. You know better. And then to call somebody's child old dirty bastard.
Well, you can forget seeing her on the BET Awards. You can forget seeing her at the Soul Train Awards. Okay, you just won't. You won't see Selena Johnson there. Because as long as
then
Beyonce's
Keisha Cole's got the nerve to have a concert on the same day as on the On the Run tour in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago. Oh, I thought she was doing it in Philly. I was about to say.
Well, who is going to her show?
Well,
grown older people, because young people.
Wait, Beyonce got a show in Chicago and Keisha Cole got a show in Chicago
on the same night. The On the Run.
Oh,
tour.
see, I thought you said
no,
July
you didn't think
5th.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh,
shut now, Keisha Cole at House of Blue.
You know House of Bargain. You remember House of Bargain, bitch? House of Bargain is down 40 mils, girl.
No, I ain't that old bitch.
You trying it? But mind you, I'm ready to go to Foreman Mills and get them damn 8 for 10 tanks. Are you kidding me? I could use that. But Keisha Cole, you tried it.
Yes, you did. Who's doing the thinking in her camp?
Look,
somebody who wants her to book.
She hired Manny back. And then I watched the trailer. Oh, I watched that trailer of Keisha Cole's family. Oh my God. No. Just no.
What?
Frankie, no, I feel so bad for Keisha Cole. I can understand why she don't want her family out there like that. It's terrible. They are bad. I mean, you think my family got it bad? They have it worse. In my family, we got a lot of shit going on.
Oh, yeah, do.
But they.
Well, what did she do?
No, see. So they got this new lady. Look at they got a white lady that has a family therapy. She gives an introduction about herself, how she had a crazy family, how she been wanting to do what you call it, like psychology and all that work since she was a kid because her family was so dysfunctional. So she feels that she can help this family get through their problems. You got Frankie. They talked about Frankie's drug issue. They talked about how they were born. One of them said, I was born with crack in my system. They fighting each other. One beating down a damn door. One, the cops was there.
Who is this?
You got Neffy
the family?
on there. Yes, then they said Neffy 28, bitch. Neffy's 28?
That's a lie. That is a
girl bye.
That's
I'm
a lie.
29.
And how old is Keisha Cole? Because I thought she was 30-something. And I know Keisha Cole's not young, older than Nefertari, whatever. What is her name?
Nefertari, and she was born in the cafeteria. I don't know.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
Who's cafeteria?
And somebody. Why do you think her name was Nefertaria? Frankie was on that stuff. She said it on the show. Say no, she's bitch. Bitch. I was to say, who's cafeteria?
Now that's on that real good shit. That's on that Blue Magic. That shit they were selling on American Gangster.
Oh my God.
They was fucked up on American Gangster.
That family is messed up.
What, on
and
American
Keisha,
Gangster?
no.
Oh, it was
but they feel like Keisha left them high and dry.
I would too if they doing all that.
Oh my God.
So Neffy don't work at that toll booth no more.
No, Neffy is trying to get by doing club appearances.
Who is hot?
Oh, they hired her. You better call your friend. They hired Frankie.
Who's my
Frankie be doing her club appearances.
No,
and then
Neffy.
No.
You said Neffy's getting by on club appearances.
No, Frankie.
Well, what is Neffy doing?
I don't know.
I
thought she had a shoe line or something. She ain't with that guy no more. What was his name?
The one that was making all those kids and not yeah, solo. He went solo.
Oh,
That's why
Then they had Frankie in the studio trying to sing. Then she started busting out crying in the studio. It was terrible.
When is this show coming on?
I don't know. They're looking for a network. It's called.
Oh, because BET said nothing.
Oh no. Keisha Cole got a working relationship with BET. Bitch, y'all bet not. You know Keisha Cole got every time she got an album coming out, she goes on BET. For some reason, I don't know why.
Because don't nobody else want it.
No, but it's good promotion, you know. But no. It's called the trailer is just called.
And she's not married no more.
The trailer Keisha Cole does not want you guys to see.
That's what the name of the trailer is.
Yes.
Who put that out there?
I don't know.
How long is the trailer? Because I'm gonna
4 minutes. It's
terrible. I'm gonna watch that.
It's terrible. It is terrible, and I feel bad. That family needs a lot of help. And I think they need individual help. Okay. You can't. And speaking of Iyanla, now you know how sometimes. Okay, now look. I ain't gonna make myself look bad, but I'm gonna just say, like sometimes when I watch Divorce Court, okay, I like to see a black couple on there. When it's a white couple, sometimes it don't be that good. Okay? And I end up changing the channel. Okay, I think we all do it.
Right.
So
just like Jerry Springer.
Yes.
I don't like it when it's
because that.
Right. Go.
So Iyanla Van Zandt Fix My Life came on, and this time it wasn't a black family; it was a white family. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it just to see what was going on. Come to find out, this same family has been on Intervention, but I guess it didn't work.
So they needed a black woman.
They needed a black woman. They needed Iyanla. So Iyanla came through. Ooh. It was one of the best episodes of Fix My Life because these people on here, nobody was defensive. Okay, they said, "Oh, my father, he doesn't drink as much as he used to, but he still drinks, and when he drinks, he argues and fights and yells at everybody." And the wife was like, "It's come to the point where, bitch, I sleeps on the couch, and I'm not going back to the bedroom." So he's there by himself. The kids say whatever they want to say to him, and you know how kids get when they're teenagers. So the wife was just like,
"Who's kids? Black?
No, teenagers.
Oh.
Teenagers talk back. Period.
Yeah, they do. But
we
didn't talk back in
but she, I already know. You can look at your mom and tell. She don't play that shit. Shout out to Marcita. So the wife, so when Iyanla gets there, she's like, "How you doing?" She's like, "I'm fine." She's like, "No, you're not." She's like, "Then why am I here?"
No, you're not. Because I'm here.
So Iyanla
just breathe. So effortlessly, like Beyonce says, everything is so effortless. Yes, Rihanna.
So she's like, one of the sons didn't want to be here. He did not want to be part of the tape, and blah, 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 blah. So Iyanla finds out that the two daughters have been molested. Never told the father. And like they didn't tell him until like years later about what happened. So the mom knew what happened. So Iyanla talked to the girls one-on-one, found out. She's like, "But why you didn't tell your dad?" She was like, "At this point, I just don't care anymore. I don't."
That's what the
yeah, she's like, "I don't know if he knows, but I don't care. I just don't do. I don't do it." So Iyanla talked to the wife, found out what was going on with the husband. So she talks to the husband. She's like, "Oh, you got to go." She's like, "You lost your power. You are this is your home.
Right.
You are the king, and you let them talk to you any kind of way you want,
because he's laid up in your wrong."
And so she was like, when they told you what happened with your daughter, she was like, "You mean to tell me you didn't go to that neighbor's house and open up a can of whoop ass?"
Right.
I said, "Iyanla, are you kidding me?" Like she went in. She was like,
you're not gonna
"You are supposed to protect your children, and you didn't protect your children."
So that's why they kept raiding your children.
"I was never home." So, and that's the problem. You are supposed to protect. Whoa, Iyanla went off of him. Then she was like, "You got to get out."
Out of his own house.
Yes. And when she told him to get out, he went back and followed like he wanted to break down and cry. And his family, they felt so bad. They just like, "Oh, what's wrong? Are you all right?" and stuff. They all gave him a hug. He's like, "I just got to go." So when Iyanla talked to him, but she talked to him at the hotel the next day. And she just was like, "You didn't lose your power. You just gave it away." Then she got him to stand up and do this some new shit. This new chant that she do. She made him do this chant. And it was just such a good episode. It was nothing bad about it. Everybody, when their father got home, everybody apologized to the father for treating him a certain kind of way. He apologized to them for yelling and screaming and just
being drunk.
It was good. It was no arguments, no fights. The wife, at one point, she's just like, "I ain't want to be with him no more." But I think, they still got their little issues because, at the end. But it was a very powerful episode, and I want you guys to watch it. It was really, really good. If you missed it, comes back on Saturday at 8 p.m. Then next week, you got it's a candy situation going on.
Candies?
Not candy, but it's a husband and a wife, and then the mother-in-law.
Oh,
it is going to be good.
Together. That's what she needs on there, Joyce.
Miss Joyce would get red. Miss Joyce would.
Yeah, she would get red. She would try to read, and
it wouldn't work. How would Iyanla not on my watch? I want to know how you let your daughter get raped on your watch. On your watch.
That's she told the lady.
Yeah, the man. No. Oh, she told the man. He's like, on your. I think Iyanla, it's time for a t-shirt line on my watch. But that's a hand before we go. It was something, I know it was something else that I had to get out. Latavia's vocal coach. okay, he wrote this letter because I know you're not watching R&B Divas, but she's afraid to sing, and you know she talked about her past. She talked about her being molested when she was a child and everything. But this guy that was her old vocal coach, that New Destiny's Child or whatever, even though I think he felt really bad for Latavia, I think he had a vendetta against Beyonce. Because if you're going to write a long letter saying how people shouldn't treat Latavia a certain way because of what happened in her past, that's fine. But when you start digging, like, you didn't have to tell us that it was Latavia's stepfather that raped her. You didn't have to say that he was a police, that he didn't retire until 2009. If she wanted all of that to be said, she would have said it on the show. Right. She has a book that's going to come out. Damn it, don't tell every fucking thing. Let her say in her book. Then he was saying, oh, Beyonce, she was saying how Beyonce wanted Latavia in the group, even though Latavia couldn't really sing like that. He said that she really wanted her in the group because Beyonce needed her at that time. They were best friends. Like, he was saying all this stuff, and I kind of believe him. But to the point where you say, oh well, Beyonce wrote a letter to Columbia Records saying all of this nasty stuff about them. That's where I think the cutoff should have happened. Because now I'm thinking you had a vendetta against Beyonce, and then he was talking about the old. I think they had a different manager. I don't know who she was because they never really talked about it too much. But I think he was saying like they did her dirty. Like, he tried to go in on Beyonce, and that's not how you do anything. So don't try to encourage somebody else by putting somebody else down. That was my whole problem with the letter.
He should have never said anything at all. He should have just, like you said, let Tavia come out in her book and say whatever it was that she wanted to say.
Yeah.
Especially about her stepfather. But that's something personal.
Now people saying, you know, I was reading some comments, they like, you know, oh, well, Beyonce wrote that song, Story of Beauty, about Latavia. And then I started thinking, well, if that's the truth, maybe that's why they got sued back in 2001 after Survivor came back out. Like, LaToya and Latavia sued them again. But that might have been for Survivor. I don't know. But I just feel bad about what happened to her, that situation. But her mom was on TV, and her mom, you know, her mom admitted that, you know, I thought you were lying. She's like, I thought you were trying to. Molested? Yeah, she said, I thought you was trying to sabotage what she had or whatever. Like, her mom was being so honest about it, and you know, a lot of parents are like that. Believe it or not, there's a lot of them, and I just you know, thank them for being strong enough to tell the story and not just sugarcoat that shit. Like, she said what was on her mind, but Latavia was upset that, you know, they didn't show the part where her mom was saying that you know, if your child tells you this is going on, you need to believe them. Don't just sweep it under the rug or act like it don't exist. So shout out to Latavia for that. And before we go,
so now we know who raped, who molested her.
Yeah,
stepfather. So now everybody should know who her stepfather, well, former stepfather.
Yeah, he put the name and everything, the whole government, everything. He put it out there.
Ain't nothing they can do for them about him now.
Yeah,
statute of limitations.
Yeah, then he was saying, yeah, and he still get his pension and all. I'm like, why are you telling everybody this whole business like that? But I'd love to hear your comments on that. And before we get out of here, to everybody graduate in Philadelphia, we're doing a lot of graduations. You know, we graduate in June. A lot of y'all down south graduate in May. When you graduate, don't post pictures of a baby sucking on your titty. And even if you have a banging ass body, do not strip to your underwear and stand on stage, because that's uncalled for. Yes, you can have a child and get your diploma, and you don't have to show your titty by having the baby on there saying, I got my diploma and I have my baby. Because this woman in California, I tip my hat off to her, 28 years old, 3 children, single mother, and graduated with 3 damn degrees. And she had a positive news story, and she didn't have to take her clothes off or to do something silly just to get press. She went to school and been a mother and got her degrees. So shout out to her. I don't know what else to say, but just thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow for whatever, Wednesday. And we'll see y'all Friday with a new video. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace. Now don't strip before you get out of here, alright?
I don't take my clothes off on camera.
No more?
Let's chill, bitch.